We know about you. Don't buy shoes unless they're popular.
You surprised by that?
Vegas. That's why we can't have nothing nice.
Animals.
Something feels different. Can't quite put my finger on it. I feel like companies do hype campaigns, like even on the negative side, with like the big fashion houses putting out purposely like offensive, racially offensive clothing and stuff
that's
like that.
That's like the anti-hype.
Yeah, that's like on the negative side
it's
of like hype culture.
Hype. Yeah.
But
creating like an outreach campaign.
Yeah. Like
you think they do that? Well,
they definitely do that shit on purpose.
Yeah, with malicious intent.
For sure.
Whatever drives clicks drives dollars at the end of the day. The more people who see any form of content, the more that will increase revenue for the content.
That's called motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
If it don't make dollars, it don't make clicks.
Man, you corny.
You do anything for the clicks.
They do anything for the clicks. That's the age that we're in.
I mean, ain't nobody fucking
right
like
now.
my click, but I don't know. I don't know what click you
Ain't nobody fucking with my click.
I don't know what click you think.
There's a lot of click references in rap. There's a whole lot of. Oh man, here we go. Here we go. I feel like hype culture is so prevalent in today's society.
I mean, I think hype is a little bit of like it's almost like a dated way to even refer to it. It's more like a validation culture. Like, people don't want to do anything, be anywhere, or wear anything until it's been validated by like other people or a popular person or IG or like the masses before they'll actually go along with whatever the thing is. Like, I feel like it's validation based.
They gotta see it on ASAP first.
But you remember like back in the day, like if someone like bit your style or something, like we refer to people as like biters. Like, remember when like biting was a thing? Like
now everybody just it's cool to bite.
But now it's not even like biting anymore because it's like everything is very like mono. It's like homogenous. I don't know how to explain this. I don't know.
Like, wait, what?
Homogenous, like
homogenous.
Y'all went to science class, shut. In any case, like,
it's homogenous.
How can someone bite your outfit if your outfit is fast fashion, for instance? It's not like that anymore. Where people have like such a distinct originality that it would be noticeable, like when that caught on. Which I mean, there's always gonna be trends and waves and like fads.
I feel like everybody wants the same look. It's natural ebb and
flow, but I feel like everybody wants to look like carbon copies now, and that's socially accepted. Where before you would have got roasted for such things.
Yeah.
Like now it's cool to like all wear the same like Insta outfit. Nothing against like Insta brands or any of that. But it's like, how many times, like, what is it in your mind that makes you see the same thing 80 times and be like, you know what? I can't wait to have that. That's exactly what I want to have too. I'm going to wear it the exact same way.
The way it
I'm
looks.
so excited to step out in this outfit that I saw on 30 girls.
What is them last 30 people is the exact way I wanted to look on me.
This is how this is where my confusion comes in. Because not that, look, you know, like sneakerheads, those of us who are into such things, that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they're dropping a da-da-da-da. I've been waiting for a decade to see this shoe.
Because even then, I don't care if limited,
it's also, you see it in like shopping too, where in the luxury world, everybody, like when you can only have one of something, generally you want the most known, the most standardized, the most recognizable. You want like the cliche, you want the classic version of that thing, right? But because you want to use it a lot, you want to be able to wear it with all things, you want it to be timeless, blah, blah, blah. So it's definitely an understandable thought process. But from being in that industry for so long, I've completely spun it on its head, and I think it's so much doper to get like the niche thing, or to get like a limited edition, like something dope, like something vibrant, something like stand outish. Because when you're on the other side, those are the only things that we even notice. Yeah. Like those are the only things we even notice. You come in with a you know, maybe a bag from a few collections ago that was like super like wavy. They're like, oh shit, where did you get that from? We're like, oh my god, like where did you find that? Like how did you acquire such things? Well, I would never even think such a thought when I see you with the, you know, the one. I would never think such a thought. The one that everybody already has or everybody wants. Like, why do y'all all want to have the same stuff? Like, where is that coming from? Is it a validation thing? It's the group think. I mean, groupthink is strong. Collective consciousness is strong. There's always going to be trends, and there's nothing wrong with like trends, but it's like, oof. Yeah. I mean, would you say that you yourself like follow a couple trends? We all fall victim to it. You know, sometimes you just living your life, minding your business, and Instagram knows exactly what to promote to you because they know the type of shit that you like. They've stolen all of your data. They've stolen all my. They know. They know my search is better than I know myself. But I mean, no, of course. Sometimes you see a trend, you're like, oh, that's mad cute. Like, I'll buy into that. Like. But there's also ways to do trends in your own way. It doesn't have to be so cookie cutter. Like, the thing is, not only are people all buying the same, and fast fashion has made this way worse because they're mass producing gazillions of the same thing, like through all of them. Like the same thing you could find at any one of those brands. I'm not naming names. At any one of those brands, you could find the same thing at the other one. So it's not even like people are necessarily purposefully copying off of one another. It's just like, if you're like, oh, let me go on such site and like order a few outfits. A completely different person could go onto a whole other site and order the same exact outfits. You know what I'm saying? So definitely the way things are mass produced hasn't helped, but also the way that everybody wants to take the IG flicks is making it much, much worse. Yeah, it's just a lot of people doing the same thing. Because that's not just even a clothing. It's like everybody's Instagram looks like professionally done. Like everybody got shots of like Maui with the volcano or mid-eruption behind them. Like everybody has these like, it's like certain like palettes, Instagram palettes. Yeah. You got like the Hypebeast palette. You got like the beauty, the moi palette. You got the person that travels around the world palette. Yes, you got the lifestyle palette. Yeah. You got the foodie palette. Yeah. You got the yogi palette. You got the mixtape palette. Like within those, like all those different kind of categories, I feel like so many people's like just aesthetic be looking very similar to the next person, right. You know. And also, I know that people do that for retention and clicks because, like, the art doesn't always get recognized. Like, sometimes you may feel like your stuff is so dope, artistically unique, but that's not necessarily what the algorithm fucks with. So you have to, like, cater to the algorithm. You gotta cater to the algorithm. So, I mean, I get it. It's not like condemning anybody that, I mean, because most of us fall into one or more of those. Absolutely. Those things. But you feel like the hype beastiness that like this like it's even with the bodies, it's even with the way people want to be shaped, and it's with music. Man, with music, it's like have listen, let some man. Stuff fly in the name of trap. I'm not judging in the name of trap. Y'all need to step out of here in the name of trap. Man, trap is just like. Everything just sounds the same. And I mean, I don't know, like, it's not that
it sounds bad, but it's like too much of a good thing is like a bad thing. I brought it full circle.
It's another case of oversaturation. I mean, granted, we live at a studio, so we hear the artists, a lot of artists, and that's not saying like artists aren't good, but a lot of artists are trying to cater to a very specific sound, and it ends up all sounding like the same thing over and over again.
Nah, it's a lot of artists that don't need to cater.
And I'm happy that like a lot of these indie, there's a lot of other stuff, not necessarily indie because I think that makes you think of one sound, but there's a lot of like artists that like are just on their own wave, and that is starting to take off too, which I'm very happy to see. But it's like people don't want anything unless it's mainstream, and mainstream has mainstreamed every freaking genre of life. Like now things that were once niche are mainstream. Hip hop. I mean, look at branding. Look at these freaking emails.
I mean,
oh god.
It's like it's cool. It's cool to see because it's just like, you know, like everything is taken from hip hop, which is cool. You know, because that's like the culture that we grew up in. But at the same time, it's like like the marketing, the hype beastiness within. Right, because then it's been completely appropriated. Because like, do you want to choose your favorite artist and the outfit that you wear based off of like a 12-year-old boy like in Hackensack's taste? Like, does that help you sleep at night? That's where I get confused because like, integrity. Were you outside? No, I'm just kidding. I was outside on the Huffy. That's the only outside I was.
That's the only outside you were.
On the 10-speed. Switching gears. Yeah. I don't know. Hypebeast. Like, who's the biggest Hypebeast?
You mean like brand or like what do you mean? The biggest Hypebeast? The biggest infiltrator? Y'all know who he is.
Give us a minute.
Let me see. His hair is reminiscent of a pack of Skittles. His voice is like a loud railing screech. His tattoos are like my 3-year-old did it. His belly is soft. His tattletaling is strong. He's skinny fat.
Is he the fastest man
unfortunately, he lived in New York. I can't verify these claims.
That's your nigga.
Look at what
at what
the culture let slide. Niggas used to put their foot down. Look at what the culture let slide. Look, we don't even have to get into it. All I'm gonna say is the only reason I was able to slide is because hypey culture and cookie cutter culture has infiltrated everything, even things that before
heavily, that they made that a thing. And people was going crazy for it. Like, listen, it was like 19-year-old white kids. I told you so. 19-year-old white kids like at my job, like talking to me about how hard Tekashi goes, and like how this shit slap. And I mean, it's just
and this
crazy.
Is not a new opinion.
No.
Based on current events. This is what I was arguing with people a couple years ago. But in any case, that's just one example how just opening the gates to the culture created the conditions for appropriation. Not saying we could control appropriation, but we can control what we pay attention to. At the end of the day, we're outnumbered, so the wrong people are going to be what's propping up what's popping anyhow. But there's not enough people who are willing to put their neck out to be the innovators anymore. And I think that's what is missing a little bit. Being afraid of being called the weirdo or like... Yes,
like I feel like Hypebeast culture is so strong now where if you say anything to the contrary of like what the hype is at the moment, you're automatically perceived as like a hater, like this nigga. Not liking everything does not make you a hater. Like you don't have to like the same shit.
So the things that define you may be a hater if you are railing against something just because other people like it. That is you hating. Being a contrarian for the contrary's sake is hating. Like feeling like you just have to counter everything because you just don't want to see people enjoying something is hating. But looking at something and being like, wow, that is stupid as fuck. That's not hating. That's just.
Well, what if it's not stupid to everybody else?
That's just an opinion then. But also, if you're just offended by every opinion you hear, you might need to reevaluate like your own belief systems and figure out why me not liking a type of shirt would make you have to go on a 20-tweet rant against me. Like, you know, that it's just the levels are not matching up. The
people be losing their minds though. Like they be going so hard for
because
people
like
that
Styles
don't
P
even like.
calls them keyboard warriors, always coming for him, and he's like, "Listen to me, Henry. Okay,
I've done actual time. I'm the ghost.
Because
I'm still the ghost.
Being behind that wall of the internet, like protecting you, has caused people to go completely off the chains with their outrage, with their arguing,
The
with their dragging.
makes people feel
but
safe.
It's not even an anonymity thing. It's just a lack of proximity thing and a comfortability, which I see a lot of like influencers and celebrities and stuff talk about how it's crazy how many people talk to them like they know them. Or like commentate as if they have like a real relationship, and they're like, bro, I don't know you, you're too comfortable in my mentions. Like there's something that you need to evaluate within yourself to figure out why you think that is. And it's because the internet has closed those degrees of separation to an extent that I think has given people some strange faux comfortability, because we've seen it take people down. People get fired and stuff for saying wild stuff.
I think though, like on the opposite side of that though, I mean, it is like that does come with the territory when you're like when you make that decision to put your life
but
online.
people don't even. There's plenty of cases of someone taking a picture of a person minding their business on a train at a restaurant, and now they're viral and they got to deal with a million people dragging them to Hades and back. Like people didn't ask for that. It's just the state of what the world is right now. But also I think it would be helpful if people started to get real with themselves. I saw somebody I follow, he was commenting on, I guess somebody posted something today, like some celebrity woman posted like the flowers, and then a bunch of girls were like reposting and like gassing up these flowers.
They posted
and then
flowers?
yeah, it's like just a delivery of flowers that they received. Like they posted a flower delivery. And I honestly missed most of the context of the situation. But what I found interesting was he was just saying like people are so invested in like a faux lifestyle of just like seeing a visual of something that they.
It's because the internet, like you said, the internet has closed the gap, so it has connected more people. You know, because you seeing things that you wouldn't normally see if it wasn't possible for the internet. So because you get in such a like deep look into certain people's lives, like you start to, I don't know, it just like creates some type of weird connection in people's brains where they just feel like they are like connected, that like real, like it's like they have a genuine connection, like they can't discern, you know, the difference between like on which side of the wall you on, for real,
right?
You know,
because you get into your headspace of thinking that it translates.
You become Stan.
It translates into real life when it doesn't necessarily. Not saying those two things can't, but they don't always, and people get really like confused, I think, about what's real and what's not real. I mean, we've all seen the conversations about being at an event and everybody's got their phones on, blah blah, and like I'm not even speaking about that at this time because that's just like way too deep of a rabbit hole to even go down. But I think it's more circling back to that need for just like validation. Like, why do you feel like something is only cool if 100 people tell you that it's cool? I
feel like the mainstream, like in general, is just missing out on so much cool, like authentic shit because, you know, it's not, it doesn't have the validation.
Dope art,
you know?
Dope artists, dope fashions, like there's just so much ill shit
like
out
so
there.
Many people beneath the surface that are just like, I mean, you see it on Instagram like all day, you know, like tons of different like artists and designers and shit like that.
And then it's like, who am I? I'm not getting behind like giving all this clout points and all this credit to maybe some girl from the suburbs with rich parents who buys her all the newest fucking kith drops and shit. Like, it's just
especially when I'm trying to do shit and I got people in my
why
circle
would that be the standard
like,
though? Like, why is that the standard that I'm supposed to be comparing myself to? Like, that doesn't have anything to do with anything at the end of the day. Like, y'all are so focused, not y'all, just some people.
Some of y'all
are so focused on just watching other people's lives and not living and creating, or getting real caught up in like feeling less than people who don't even have a personality, or maybe don't have any depth or anything else. Yeah,
like some of these people look so cool, but like are the most like shallow, dry like
dry child.
Dry as dirt. Like dry. Like some of these people are so lame in real life. Like,
oh Lord.
And I'm not saying like I'm the standard for what's cool. I mean, I am, but
and it's all inherently classist too. But that's another conversation. That's another conversation completely. The classism is crazy because everybody really is just boosting up like that rich lifestyle and doesn't care about anything else. Like nothing else. Like the whole planet could crumble around us and nobody will care because they're so focused on boosting up that rich lifestyle. Which it's not a problem to like nice things. Shit, I like nice things too.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having nice things, but there's a difference between like, okay, wanting to have nice things and like not giving a fuck about like how you're wanting to have nice things affects everything around you. You know what I'm saying? Like people who are willing to do whatever and like just step on whoever to get nice things and to be in positions of power.
But what's the end all be all?
What is it?
Like when you
know?
I'm like now I have like super rich kids playing in my head.
Yeah, but I will say though, like there has been like I feel like I don't know. I don't want to say like it started with Kanye, but like what is this nigga about to say right now? No. Well, not even. No, I would say like it started with like Tribe and people like that. Like the rise of like the everyday people, like making it cool to be. Yeah.
I mean, look at the '90s though. Yeah. Look at Wu-Tang.
Niggas was wearing Dickies.
Look at like everybody was out here just repping their neighborhood, wearing what God knows what. Look at Dipset. Like they was wearing like 7XL T-shirts and stuff like. And it was so dope because we didn't realize during those eras how unique it was that people being individuals and people like railing against the mainstream was so wanted and like sought after that they became the mainstream. But then it's like it's morphed. Yeah. And I see the progression.
It's turned into a perverse version of itself. Sick.
I don't want to say pervert. I mean, no, it's perverse. But everything happens that's supposed to happen.
That's how everything starts out. Like it starts out good, and then the shit just
but
money gets involved.
Even hip hop didn't start out good. It's not about good versus bad because a lot of what they were talking about and experiencing and going through was not what any person would consider to be good things. I mean, it's more so the realness. The realness and the swagness and like it's just, I mean, look at how Afrobeats has taken off there. And I know Afrobeats is not new, and especially like it's not like an unheard of genre.
Drake invented Afrobeat, didn't he?
Right, of course. In the mainstream in like the United States, we're kind of, I think, the last ones to be into that wave a little bit as far as like sound and dancing goes. But it's so infectious that like as soon as a drop of it gets into the mainstream and people feel a new sauce style, they're like
now
so invested
everybody want to do Afrobeat.
But you could go back years ago and be like trying to play that at a party or something, and like people
like, what the fuck is this shit?
because a lot of people won't even hear new music unless someone has told them it's okay to listen to. If I didn't hear Hot 97 yet, can you please put on a song that will make my friends dance? You know, like it's very prevalent. Like it's a very prevalent thing. Like that has infiltrated. I think every freaking genre of life.
Every sector. Every
life
nook and cranny and crevice.
Hairstyles, beauty trends. And it's always interesting too to see like where the things originated, like makeup with them appropriating like a lot of like drag makeup culture and Vogue and all these things, and it gets taken away from the people who made it and dropped onto like people who are palatable, and then all of a sudden like they're the curators of such things.
People
like
who are palatable.
They really think they could just lift people's cultures and toss it to the crowd and then tell the crowd that that's theirs.
Shit, they doing it. They're already doing it.
I mean, doing it to the people who accept that as word is bond.
True. That's true.
There's those of us who could critically think. I guess common sense is not that common. Critical thinking is more of a rarity.
I don't know, man. I feel like
we could do better, I think. Because a lot of us know better and just choose not to do better anyways because it's just easier to just go with the flow. I get it.
Damn. So like, is Hypebeast just going with the flow? Like, is that kind of like
unless you were like the curator of the hype, the originator, then
that's just a bunch of people going with the flow.
Yeah, like fish swimming in a fucking school, like birds flying. There's someone is at the head of the pack.
A pack of birds.
And
that sounds very violent. A pack of birds.
Because I don't think pack applies to birds.
But if a bird did come, like birds did fly in a pack, that sounds like very aggressive birds. Like you like, ah!
I think it's a flock of geese, a flock of birds.
A flock don't sound threatening, but a pack of birds.
But ravens have a word. Oh, I can't.
A murder of crows. A murder of crows.
Ravens have a scary one too, and I was came up with these.
Fuck you up.
I'm not trying to get into a fight with no goddamn birds.
Listen.
They got that.
Are there bird hype beasts? Like birds who only get like a certain kind of nut, like a little.
We are going to pretend we didn't hear that.
It's hype. Hype culture is prevalent in every single culture. Hype beast isms. It's in everything.
Bob Marley told me not to get attached to schisms and isms. So
Ism?
I don't know what to tell you. No, the isms and the schisms.
Isms and schisms are very real.
Very real. That.
Tek Wuh Yuhself. Shit, we about to run out of time.
Spin with it, Tek
Wuh.
All dancers, remember. Everybody start take for yourself. Follow the rhythm and take for yourself. Spin with it and take for yourself. And the new dance take for yourself. Cause some of them bad mind, take for yourself, them bad mind. This a one of the prime time, this a the prime time. Take for yourself a prime time. So when you see wicked people, take for yourself. When you see nasty people, take for yourself. From them